comes to portal stuff, never doubt. Cool hand, Frank Rock. Chaz Lanier is a Vol. Here's for you, Chaz.
Oh, yeah. We're live. We're back in the saddle. And we're moving on to the Elite Eight. This is Frank, a little different background. Bear with me here, as just happy to be able to do this tonight. Tennessee rolling on to the Sweet 16. The third time is the charm. We knew the first two matchups was not Tennessee defense. Tonight was Tennessee defense. And this game was not close. Tennessee dominated this thing from start to finish tonight. And there's no doubt about it. Where's the Kentucky fans at now? Where you at? I've listened to you all year. Come on in. You got some crew. You got some backing up. There's some receipts on this one. But this team come out. I can't help but think it. Lamont Butler, if they didn't already, even though I didn't think much of it, he said we're winning this game. But Zakai Ziegler, Jemai Meshack, these seniors, I said it going in. They're not letting Kentucky end their careers here. Who knows what happens on Sunday? They, without a doubt, were not going to lose a third time to Kentucky. So Kentucky can move along. They can go on about their history all they want. Here's the only history that matters tonight and in this season. Tennessee ended Kentucky's season. 1-2, I'll take the 1-2 over Kentucky's 2-1. Make sure you hit that like. If you haven't already, share out that content. And subs, hit those subs as well. Out a few days. Obviously, any of you followed Post, I'm evacuated right now due to the fires in upstate South Carolina. We are safe. As of right now, our home's safe. That's all that matters for it. And the biggest thing, this had the chance tonight to either be for some happiness or to be really a culmination of a crappy week. But here's the thing about it. Nobody wanted this game more than that Tennessee basketball team. You guys know it. I know it along the way as well. Out of the woods, man, I really appreciate you. Says great win. Thanks, Frank, for your ongoing coverage. I really appreciate you, Out of the woods. Thanks for the support. Thanks for the super chat. I really appreciate your generosity on that as well. I'll hit some of these comments here, but yeah, here's the bottom line. And I said it this week, had some Kentucky fan coming in talking about, I don't remember what he was saying, but I said, we're fine. And he was like, yeah, you're fine, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, you know what? Here's the bottom line. We're going to find out Friday night. We just found out. So, yeah, I'm watching the highlights up now. The Gainey dunk with 5 minutes to go was awesome. And that was almost a cherry on top right there. I'm going to hit some of these comments here. What's up, Kerry Carson? Appreciate you being in here tonight. Darius Jones says, go Vols. Victor Lockwood says, made our free throws, Frank. Yeah, we went tonight. We pulled it up. 15 out of 20, 75%. I'll hit that. A lot of stats, man, but I'm just going to put it real blunt on it. Here's what tonight was. It was a good old-fashioned Tennessee ass whipping. That's what happened tonight. And, again, sometimes you save the best for last. This team, and I said it today. I was talking to my dad. I said, we get Kentucky today, we're going to the Final Four. Not underestimating the next opponent. And you guys know how I feel. I really, really hope it's Purdue. But in the event that it's Houston, I mean, the bottom line is I don't care. It's no game at this point is going to be easy. So it is what it is. This team is moving on. This team took care of business tonight. And we'll talk about, what was the difference in this versus the other. It's pretty obvious to me. JL is a member of the channel. He says belt to ass. That's a fact. That is a fact right there. Papa J, member of the channel, says we play the next 3 games like this and we become the champs. Be hard to beat. Be hard to beat like that. I'll hit some more comments here. Let me hit some stats here a little bit while we're looking at. We'll present, share screen here with you. I still hate that they don't have the live stats like they have during the regular season. Those are much, much better than just what ESPN gives here. So here we go here. Mine's not totally updated. Let me refresh it. There we go. Final 78-65 for it. Tennessee reaches close to 80 points. They're going to be hard to beat. Florida, I think, was the exception rather than the norm on that. I want to look at these team stats here. That's what I want to focus on tonight. Maybe. My screen. There we go. Team stats. Kentucky, 49% field goal. Tennessee, 50.9. 3-pointers. I said it on Monday when I did the video. I said, if we can keep them about 40%, we're good. Tennessee held them to 40% tonight, 6 out of 15. Kentucky never had that run. I was a little concerned right before the break when they hit that desperation 3 at the end of the half that it would get some momentum going, but it really didn't. Here's a big one. Rebounds, 34-24. Tennessee dominated the boards tonight. 14 offensive boards to Kentucky 7, 20-17 on defensive boards. Assists 17-10 Tennessee. Steals 8-7 Tennessee. 3-2 blocks. Kentucky 12 turnovers. Tennessee 8. Fast break points pretty even 5-3. Points in the paint surprisingly Tennessee 38-36. This time they did not just settle for firing up threes. Yeah, Tennessee went 5 out of 19, 26%. Not a good night from behind the arc, but they did what they needed. They were getting to the basket. They were making things happen. And Kentucky didn't have an answer for it. Tennessee answered that zone defense as well, because I kind of wondered going into the half how they were going to respond to that. And they responded well, and they got in. And largest lead, Tennessee 19, Kentucky 1. And Kentucky, it was never, they said on the telecast, that game was never under 10 points from the 9-minute mark of the first half on. Tennessee dominated that game tonight. And again, why did I feel confident that Tennessee could beat Kentucky? Because I thought Tennessee was a better team the first 2 times. Kentucky shot the lights out on it. Tennessee didn't. There was nothing I've seen this year that led me to believe Kentucky was a better team than Tennessee, even though they beat them the first 2 times. But, you know, I know Kentucky's, their argument will be, well, look at the history. Here's the history tonight. Tennessee 78-65. Kentucky will get to watch Tennessee on the couch on Sunday. And couldn't happen to a better bunch. And again, if you're going to get to where you want to get to, this you had to go through Kentucky. You had to go through Kentucky. Loved it on there. Kevin Collins, he says, let's go. Kyle Beach says, how about them Vols, baby? Let's go Big Orange. David, what's up, David? He says, great team effort. I'm just going to go down there and hit comments here. Randall Fleming says, go Big Orange. Keep in mind, guys, super chats are open. They are greatly appreciated. If you want to throw a few bucks, say just kind of like a super thanks on it. Zachary says, dominant. Yeah, those 2 games in the season, they're gone. Who cares about them? Now, Kentucky will use it. Say, well, we've beat you, blah, blah, out of so many. What is it now? 4 out of the last 6. It is. That's fine. I'll take the one we got tonight. All right. First time these 2 teams have ever met in the NCAA tournament. And Tennessee is 1-0 on that one. That's, you know, if you want to look and compare numbers, that's the only one to me that we need to see tonight. So little brother is going to the house tonight. Big brother moving on along here. Let's see what else we got here. Tennessee baseball. I'm trying to, this is one night, man. I've kept up with it, but I have not been watching. I was all in. Tennessee baseball won tonight, 11-7. Good night for Tennessee athletics for sure here. Yeah, this team's doing it for Rick Barnes. Absolutely. For sure. And, you know, Barnes, too, I like that he come out this week and he said that, you know, if the good Lord tells him it's time for him to move on, but he doesn't feel it's time right now. And I think it puts that to rest, because I don't know if it's a fan-driven narrative or what's come out on that, but there's been nothing from him that's indicating that he's moving on yet. I've had some even on X when I post something about portal. It's like, well, we need to wait and see what Barnes does. No, we don't. He's never said he's going anywhere. Now, if he were to cut the nets down, part of me wonders if he thinks about it, but I think he enjoys it. I think this portal's prolonged his career. I think it's been the best thing that could have happened to him with it because he's doing what he needs to at the high school ranks. Portal is where he's hitting it there as well. Yeah, I kind of hate we didn't see that. I hate we didn't see the Kentucky fans up there. I would like to see their reactions too. I'll be curious to hear that from anybody in attendance as well. Got a super chat here. Koresha, great coverage, great game, and ZZ is the best guard in the nation. I really appreciate your generosity. Thank you so much on that, and I totally agree with you. I don't see how the guy is not a first-team All-American. You can't sit here and tell me there's a better point guard out there. You just can't. Let's see where else I got a little bit behind here. Mason Guest, member of the channel, says, how about them Vols? Carlos, I'm hoping you didn't put your flag up. Or I'm assuming you didn't put your flag up tonight. You said you were going to put up earlier. What's up, Sandras? We are Elite 8 bound. That's right. I did not see that. Barnes 15-0 when leading by 10 or more to halftime in the tournament. Well, let's hope he does it again for 3 more games. 3 more games here for sure. Come on in. Payback, baby. Absolutely. You know, sometimes it pays off to let things. It's kind of like Tennessee, Alabama in baseball last week. And Alabama beat Tennessee. Tony Vitello referenced it as they took a victory lap around them. They pissed off Tennessee's baseball team, and you saw who got the last laugh on that one. Well, we saw who got the last laugh up in the house that Peyton Manning built tonight, too. This was a very well-coached game by Tennessee, and I liked a couple times Kentucky got a couple baskets, and Barnes went ahead and called a timeout. And he didn't allow it to fester. He didn't allow it to go on. He called the timeout. And I didn't think Kentucky had a lot of energy tonight either. And that's fine. I don't know if they come in overconfident or what it was. But Tennessee played their defense tonight, and Kentucky had no answer for it all night long. I mean, you look at – if it had not been for Williams, Tennessee would have beaten Kentucky by close to 30 tonight. I thought it was big. You held Brea to 5. Butler had 18, Williams 14, Owe 13, Carr 9, but their bench did nothing. That was somewhere the last time played them. Tennessee or Kentucky's bench was a problem. Not tonight. Garrison 3, Chandler 3. That was it on the night. Tennessee, Akpar 8, 11 boards for Akpar tonight. That's what we need. Igor ain't. I'll tell you what, Igor Milicic has got to get his head screwed on straight. He has his moments where he's good, and then like the end of the game, what in the world was the guy doing? He's just throwing it around here. And Barnes, even though Barnes was Tennessee was about to win the game, Barnes was livid. I don't blame him. As Igor's got to step it up here. He's got to get his head back right because he made some plays. He made some good plays tonight, but then there's these other moments where it's just like, what are you doing, man? But Sanders for $5. I really appreciate you, Sanders. It's a huge win for us, even though Chaz was off. I loved he was still being aggressive. Yeah, it felt like Chaz was off tonight, and he still ended up with what did he end up with? 17? Almost at that magic number. Normally, if he hits 18, they've kind of got their recipe right now. If your bigs can rebound, like Parr had 11, Igor had 4. Phillips had 3 all night. I thought Dubar had some big moments. He had 5 points, but he had first thing he come in and hit a 3. He had a huge block. I thought his 13 minutes were really good tonight in terms of what he did. Ziegler on the night, he had 18 and 10, only 2 turnovers. Chaz 17. Meshack did his thing. 4 points, 5 steals, 3 assists. Gainey off the bench with 16. They've got the recipe right now. Need more out Igor and Phillips on the boards, but Para, that he did his job tonight. He did really good on that. Let's see. Yep, I heard that one, 22-2, and Gainey scores 9 or more. I mean, we're undefeated when Chaz goes for 18 or more, but yeah, I totally agree with Cat. The Cats got their tails kicked tonight, so they're playing in the kitty litter right now. No, there's no way some of you saying about Zakai. No, there's no way Ziegler he wasn't losing to Kentucky a third time. No way. The 3-point game tonight was big again in terms of Kentucky was 6 out of 15. Tennessee 5 out of 19. Kentucky's percentage was better, but I mean they outscored them by 3 points on that. From the free throw line, Tennessee got there 20 times compared to Kentucky's 13. And a lot of that was them driving to the basket. That was a big part of it. That was what they needed to do. And they got Kentucky in some foul trouble, got Butler in it early. I thought that was big to get him in it because he was Kentucky's leading scorer tonight. Williams, I wouldn't have – I don't know. Again, if it hadn't been for Williams, that game's not even close. Right to Marlboro. What's up, dude? Woohoo, go Vols. We beat that Kentucky ass for you. Woo, yes. All right, we'll probably stop on that one. Trying to get caught up on the comments. Yeah, I don't see them Kentucky fans tonight. I'm just curious where they're at. One of them specifically told me yesterday he can't wait to see me cry. So I guess he hijacked my box of Kleenexes and he's using them now. But yeah, I totally agree with this one. Tennessee set the tone early, and it just they never went away from their game plan. And their pace was good. The only part that I was a little concerned was when Kentucky went to that zone, how would it affect them? Tennessee adjusted well on that. And Tennessee's offense right now is playing good enough to go along with their defense. They're going to be really hard to beat with it. You get that 3-point percentage, you get it up 9 points from tonight. I mean, that's a big difference for them. But this team's playing, I would say arguably, I don't even know if it's arguable. Tennessee's playing their best basketball right now. And, what better time to do it? But, Sunday's going to be big. It's going to be big because the thing of it is Houston's a good team if you get them. The way I look at Purdue, this is kind of like a home environment for Purdue. I mean, they're located in Indiana. It's in Indianapolis. But I just think this time around, I think Purdue will have a hard time beating Houston, but I think it'll be an interesting game. I think Tennessee can handle Purdue this time, and I really hope that's who it is. I really do. What's up, Brad? Really happy to, no doubt about it. Yep, we're one win away from the Final Four. Tim was scared the whole game. I had a bad feeling that whole game. Softball beat Oklahoma tonight, too. So clean sweep on the night for Tennessee. Nice. And, yes, back-to-back Elite Eights for the first time in program history. 30 Elite Eight in program history, first time going back-to-back. That's pretty big. And Zakai Ziegler set the, single-season assist record for the SEC, broken all the SEC assist records at this point in 4 years, too. It's not been always COVID crap or anything, but it's been 4 years time with it. And, and part of 1 year, he missed a portion of it at the end with that injury as well. I can't imagine what Kessling was like with Kessling's down to it. His last games at any point. So, Kessling was fired. Him and Bertelkamp were fired up tonight to get that one in. with their last go around. Hopefully, all these guys, Ziegler, Meshack, Kessling, Bertelkamp, Chaz, Gainey, Igor, Dubar, all these guys that are going out, go out in style, cutting those nets down. And they ought to let Bob and Bert get up. If Bob can get up on the ladder, let him get up there and cut a piece off too. Let's see here. Try to get caught up on these. Got 136 people in here. Really appreciate you guys. If you haven't already, hit the like button, hit the thumbs up. I'm sure we'll get some Kentucky downvotes tonight. I'll take every one of them. Share out the content. If you're not a subscriber and you like the content, hit that subscribe button. If you want to say thanks, you're feeling happy tonight, those super thanks, super chats are available and greatly appreciated too. Lady Vols, yep, big game for them tomorrow as well. Kevin, I want Purdue. Just like I wanted Kentucky, I was thrilled to death when we got Kentucky in our bracket. And I know a lot of people were scared of them. They shot out of their minds 2 games. I'm not saying they're not a good team. They're a good team, but it was not a prototypical Tennessee game. Tennessee come off of a really tough game against Auburn. Kentucky beat them. I was more upset over the second game in Rupp because I felt like Tennessee had a better chance, and they just fell apart at the end of the game. There's well. Douglas Graham, member of the channel, says how sweet it is beat the Wildcats at the game they like most. Yeah, I can't imagine after all the talking we've gotten from Kentucky and stuff, and now you lose, your season ends at the hands of Tennessee. I think Houston wins, but I want Purdue. I don't know who we match up better with, to be honest with you. I think both of them will be – Houston is a lot like Tennessee based on what I know. So that will probably be a physical game, and hopefully the referees, if that's who it is, will let them play a little bit. They're not blowing the whistle on every little call. Yeah, I agree. Tennessee, the best Tennessee team against Kentucky showed up tonight. Barnes did an awesome job, too. Totally agree on that one. Igor did have some plays tonight, but, man, there's other ones. It's like, what are you doing, man? There were a few. I really felt like some of those, what are you doing? Not just him, but there was one, Cade Phillips got caught just standing there, and the dude took the ball from him, went the other way. There were numerous moments Tennessee went to sleep, or they made plays that just not high IQ plays that allowed Kentucky to take advantage. I really felt like that's what kept Kentucky close tonight as well. It was good to see Chaz taking it to the rim. Trying to get all these called up. I think we're pretty close here tonight. Oh, yeah, I can tell you exactly why I want Purdue. Every time we've played them in something, it's been a loss and it's been controversial. Going back to 2019, or I'm sorry, was it 28? It was 2018-2019 season where Lamonte Turner still has not fouled Carson Edwards. Music City Bowl, it ended in ridiculous fashion. And then last year, Kentucky got us in Maui. Purdue got us in Maui and in the Elite Eight in a game where they allowed Edey to do whatever he wanted to the whole game. And Tennessee breathed on him, they called a foul. But see, SEC's got Alabama, Auburn, Tennessee. It's very possible your Final Four could be Auburn, Florida, Tennessee, and Alabama. It is very possible that it is. And I can tell you this, too. If we get to the Final Four and it's those four and it's Tennessee, Alabama, I would warn Tennessee fans, let it play out before you talk trash about the first meeting. Case in point, Kentucky did a lot of talking, and we see who gets the last laugh on it. So though that game will mean nothing. The earlier game, the one at the Final Four, if they play, is the one to beat it. And if Alabama shoots like they did last night, my goodness, they're going to be hard to beat on that. All right, we're all caught up on these. Referees let them play a little bit tonight, and I liked it. There were some times I thought they were like, all of a sudden you'd have some cheap fouls, but it was, I don't know. It went both ways. It went both ways on it, I think. Basketball playing a little extra for Kessling, Bertelkamp, and late BVD. Let's see, if it ends up Purdue and then Alabama, and then, my goodness, if it ended up Purdue, Alabama, and then Florida, golly, that would be an insane final 3 games there. Those would all be very intense. There's no doubt about it. Any of them will be, whether it's Houston or Purdue, but it would amp up a notch if it were Purdue, Alabama, and Florida. Either Florida or Auburn at the end. I think either way would be pretty amped up. I mean, you just think if you got to the national championship and it's Tennessee versus Auburn, Tennessee versus Bruce Pearl, holy cow. That would be crazy on it. Let's see. We're about 30 minutes in. I'm probably going to wrap up here soon. I think we've about hit what we need to tonight. My plan is to hopefully do live after the Lady Vols game against Texas tomorrow. We play at 3:30. That's the plan. It could change right now. We don't know Sunday's time yet for Tennessee against either Purdue or Houston, but Tennessee definitely has their first opportunity to get, or not their first, they definitely have an opportunity to get to their first Final Four in school history. So tonight's game was not the biggest in Tennessee history. Sunday's is. That's the biggest game in Tennessee basketball history coming up on Sunday because this team's never been to a Final Four. At some point, you need to get to that Final Four. And definitely to quit hearing that stupid joke about one thing you'll never hear is Rocky Top at a Final Four. It's time to put that one to bed this year. And that's 30 wins this year with basically 8 players. Totally agree. That's pretty impressive. I totally agree on that one. And I think with that one, I really do. I think this is the year we get that Final Four. Last year, I thought it was a mismatch with Purdue because of Edey. We didn't have anybody could handle him. This year, I don't think either matchup is a mismatch. I think we match up with Purdue and Houston well. And not that it'll be easy. It just feels right this year, though. Feels like this is the time to get to that Final Four and finally have it this year. And we'll see where it goes from there. But about 30 minutes in, guys, I'm going to wrap up on that one. I really appreciate you tuning in tonight. Again, the share, the subscribe, the like, those are greatly appreciated. Links in the description, channel membership, channel Patreon. Last but not least, if you want to say thanks, give us that super chat, super thanks as well. What more can you say? Tennessee moving on to the Elite Eight at the expense of Kentucky. What better team than to beat, to move on? What better team, if this is your path to your first Final Four, to go over to make it? You guys have a good one. This is Frank. This is the House of Orange. Have a great evening. Go Vols.